Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, I'm Amir.
And I'm Cole.
This is Two Chill Dudes.
And this week, From Dusk Till Dawn, the Netflix original series.
So this series is based off the original movie directed by Robert Rodriguez, written by, partially by Quentin Tarantino, and I think the other one was Robert Kurtzman, if I remember correctly.
That sounds right.
Yeah, Grindhouse cult film. Yeah, it's
a campy vampire, go to Mexico and shoot up the town kind of thing.
Yeah.
I have not seen the original.
I have, so there's definitely some things I can talk about with this. Just my quickie personal thoughts. I don't think it's worth it. Worth watching the series, but that's just me. Basically, for those that have seen the movie, it's pretty much a retelling of the movie, just drawn out over 10 episodes.
Of which we only saw the first two.
We only saw the first two, just to give an idea of how much they're dragging their feet. 2 episodes in, that's 90 minutes, and they haven't even gotten to the motel. Personally, it's like, if you've seen the movie, the story's pretty stupid, so I don't think watching a serious rendition of the original movie is really worth it. The only reason I would see even enjoying the first one is because of how campy and silly it was. So to make I don't know, the whole idea of making it a crime thriller, mystery sort of thing, just, I don't know, I don't think it was worth it.
Doesn't work for you?
No, not at all.
Mm-hmm. I liked some of the things that they did, and some of the things they did were really dumb. I liked kind of some of the symbolism with the knife, and some of these little touches. Some of the characters had just nice little bits and pieces that were really nice. Overall, it really stumbled at some points. What was the... Richard, was it?
Yeah, the crazy guy?
Yeah. I didn't really... They really didn't... I'm very torn on his character. In the original, he's...
in the original, he's just... The quick description of him is he's a psychopath.
Trigger happy.
Just trigger happy, and actually... Just from what I can remember, he wasn't all that bright. Just, he was causing a lot of problems because he was just bloodthirsty and ridiculous.
Yeah. In this one, he's made out to be... He calls himself like a savant or a...
Yeah.
Whatever. Prodigy.
Prodigy, sorry.
And instead of being a psychopath, he's a complete schizo. So they really...
They make it look like he's a schizo, but...
They do the schizo who's seeing the real thing.
The other major character being Seth Gecko, the older... Was he the younger or older brother? I can't remember.
I don't think they mentioned it in this. Maybe they mentioned it in the movie, but...
Anyways, Seth is the other brother, who's not crazy.
A little more level-headed, smart, and was just broken out of prison, where he had spent like five
years in prison, yeah.
Yeah, and then they go and rob a bank and...
Which,
etc., etc.
Yeah, that's what sets off the whole story. Personally, compared to the original movie, Seth was played by George Clooney. So you can imagine what kind of bar that kind of sets for this new actor. If I remember right, his name is DJ Catrona, I think. Anyways, I personally thought he was a little bland. I mean, he plays the straight guy.
He's playing the straight man, so he's gonna come off a little boring regardless. I kind of liked him. I agree. He was a little bit on the boring side,
but that might be because
I didn't have to compare him to George Clooney. So,
but that might also be because he's also being compared with his other brother, the crazy schizophrenic. So he probably comes off as more likable, just because
he uses reason.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the cop,
actually, I think
the trooper.
It has been a while since I've seen the original movie, but I don't remember there being a young or like the.
So he's a complete new.
I think he might be a new addition to the story.
I kind of felt like he was going a bit. Almost over serious at some points.
He takes his job a little too seriously.
Yeah, when I mean, like for the first episode, it all happens in like a kind of convenience store that sells booze and stuff, which is weird for us because we're in Canada. And it's this big, kind of not Mexican standoff, but similar. And his partner, who's also his father figure, gets shot, and he's like, "Oh, you gotta promise that you kill these guys for me, even if you have to go to hell." And he's like, "I swear on my daughter, I will kill them." Mm-hmm. And it's like, wow, guys, you were really hamming it up. Mm-hmm. Not in the campy ham either. So
no, and it's also specifically the dialogue, even if it takes you to the gates of hell, which is like, again, if you know the full story, it's not too far from the truth.
Yeah. So, and there were a few other line readings that didn't really come off all that great.
That is another thing I want to note about some of the dialogue. I noticed a lot of it seemed, or at least some of it seemed like they might have either, worst case scenario, they lifted it straight from Quentin Tarantino's script, like original movie, or at best they did their best to imitate Quentin Tarantino's style of dialogue writing.
Yeah, you said there was a line right before they robbed the bank when they were having lunch.
They had this scene with the Mexican, where they ordered Mexican food, and they have this whole thing about Richie's scolding Seth about getting a chicken burrito with sauce in it, and as well as putting more sauce on it.
Yeah,
because Seth wasn't aware.
And it's like, oh, I wanted chicken mole. You got me chicken something else, and then you put pico de gallo on it, and
it's
blah,
like
blah,
all this
blah,
other stuff. It's like you wouldn't normally see this except in a sort of a Quentin Tarantino-esque type film.
Yeah,
it's sort of that Royale with cheese thing, but with Mexican, with Taco Bell,
which for imitating or possibly ripping off.
Again,
I'm gonna assume imitating.
Mm-hmm. Again, it's been a while since I've seen the original movie. They might have lifted that entirely from the film, so I can't remember.
That scene actually worked really well, I think. But then again, I like Quentin Tarantino's stuff. I like his style of writing. It doesn't always work, but most of the time it comes off really well, and that scene really worked for me.
Alright. So you got the Fuller family, which the father has lost his faith, which is his whole reason for totally uprooting his family, and what ends up leading them to the motel where they meet, or where they're supposed to meet the Gecko brothers. Mm-hmm. And then their whole thing gets, they get their shit fucked up.
Yeah. So there's him. Then there's his daughter and his son, and I think the reason that he kind of lost his faith something to do with his wife dying, which he's hesitant to bring up, and his kids try to get him to talk about it, and he's like, "No, I'm not talking about it." And the next time you blah blah blah, and something.
Yeah, he
he wasn't very the son didn't really get a lot of time for development yet.
No, well, I mean, in the original film, it was mostly focused on the daughter and the father.
Yeah, which is kind of what they're doing here as well.
Mm-hmm.
The daughter who
is the actual like blood
yeah,
daughter,
who is played by a very beautiful woman. She's got a boyfriend who her brother says is way too much like their dad, because he's quoting Bible passages and stuff while they're texting.
Mm-hmm.
And she's trying to get out of this weird trip to Mexico that he's not giving any details on. Just, we're going wherever the wind takes us. And she's, not happy about it because she's in her senior year and all that. So she's got her boyfriend who's trying to get her out of there.
Mm-hmm.
The boyfriend didn't really get a lot of... which is fine.
The thing with that is they added a detail to the full story that I don't think really needed to be added in there.
Which?
So they've got the...
is this getting into...
again, going into the whole original film spoiler territory thing.
But is this to do with my favorite character?
Carlos?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's $13 million, Carlos.
Who is played by Fez.
Yeah, he's...
No, I can't remember his real name.
Yeah, it was...
I don't remember any actors' names.
I didn't really watch the 70s show, so I can't really say everything.
I watched so much that 70s show. And he was my favorite.
Mm.
So...
But yeah, he plays Carlos, the contact that Seth talks to from the original film.
The not quite lead.
Mm-hmm.
He's in this one. He's made out to be at the start. They're like, oh, he's gonna get us to Mexico, and he's like, oh no, my boss shot me down. He's like, I thought you were the boss. So,
but they have Carlos on the road headed to the bar, which is called the Titty Twister. And on his way, he runs into Kyle, the
boyfriend,
the very Christian boyfriend, and reveals
who he eats.
Yeah, he reveals that he's a vampire, sucks his blood, and then
I that little exchange or not really exchange, it's kind of one-sided, but his little speech about how the different religions give the souls various tastes, and he's going on about these different flavors, and he's like, I wonder which one you are, and he grows his big fangs and sucks his blood, and afterwards he's like,
a strawberry lime.
No, I thought it was cherry lime.
Or was it? Either way.
Something lime. Something red and lime.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is pretty good. I thought it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other characters? Other than the bank teller. I almost feel like all the women that we've seen so far,
we could talk about the hallucination that Richie's having, because I have a feeling I know who that's going to be leading up to.
All right.
So, Richie, being a schizophrenic, he hears and occasionally sees this woman who talks to him and sort of
goads him on and
gives him very bad suggestions, very bad advice.
Yeah, and she in all the promotional shots, she's the
main lead, or the main the poster child, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyways, I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be. In the original film, she was called Santanico, who was a dancer at the Titty Twister. So they're going to get to the Titty Twister, and I'm pretty sure that's where Richie's going to see her dancing up there, which is what starts the big thing that the movie is known for, which is the shit show of monsters.
Yeah. You see, the big problem I have with it is it didn't need to be a series. It didn't need to be this full, long, drawn-out process. It seems that they were thinking like, oh, we can make it really long so we can give all these characters this nice development and, good intentions.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't seem like they're utilizing it that well.
No.
We're having long scenes of not very much happening.
Yeah, but the other thing that they're probably thinking too is that if the first season does well, they can retell the second and third movies as separate seasons as well. I'd personally say it'd be better off just to watch the original film. It's only 100 minutes or something like that, and it basically gives you the whole stupid story without wasting your time with other detail. Because that's the thing. I'm pretty sure that this series, no matter how serious you try and write it, it's still going to be stupid.
Yeah, so that's really all I have to say on this.
On this series?
Yeah. I think I may watch the original sometime this week, but I'm not going to keep up with this series.
Oh. Alright then, I guess that's, this will be the end of season 1 for us. I guess we'll see you guys in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever
see you
that
then.
is.
Cheers.
That's,
yeah. And it seems like every woman in this series with Mexican heritage is got evil blood or something like that. I don't want to call it racy, but